Okay, so to create a new YouTube channel, you're first going to go to youtube.com. And then up at the top right, you're going to see the sign in button. We're going to click on that. Now this is how you create a new Google account from scratch. Down the bottom here, we're going to click create an account. And then you're going to select for my work and business, and it'll become apparent why we'll do that later. So we're going to select get a Gmail address. So you're just going to put in your first name and your last name, hit next, date of birth. All right, so when we get here, what I would usually recommend is to create a new Gmail address. So we're going to hit that. Enter your email. Apparently that's taken. Password. So in this next step, you can enter an email address that Google will be able to use to contact you if you get locked out of your account or something. Then we're just going to hit next. You can read through all this and hit agree. Now for this bit, we hit not now. So we've just created a Google account. Now we're going to create a new channel. So first we're going to have to decide on a name. And you're going to see two different things here, name and handle. Now these might seem similar, but they're distinctly different. Your name is the thing that's actually going to show up on YouTube when people go to your channel homepage. And it's also going to be the name that shows up below videos. Now, name is not unique. I could call myself Mr. Beast, for example. And even though there's already a large channel called Mr. Beast, it's not going to count. On the other hand, your handle is unique to you. And your handle is the thing that's going to show up in comment sections. And it's also the name people will have to type in if they want to tag you. And because the handle's unique, if I tried to type in Mr. Beast, for instance, it's not going to let me because Jimmy's already taken that handle. So when you're deciding on your channel name, think about three things. You want it to be easy to remember, easy to pronounce, and lastly, unique. So how do we do this? Well, I would first recommend just go to ChatGPT and then just type the following. Give me 25 unique, simple, and easy to pronounce names for a new YouTube channel that posts content about, and then just describe what it is you're going to do on your YouTube channel. So hit enter on that. And here it's going to give me a bunch of actually pretty good names. I actually like Dry Dip Diaries, so I'm going to grab that. And before we actually use this though, an additional step I would recommend is running your name through a business name checker in your country. So you can just go to Google and just type in like business name availability checker. And usually whatever country you're in, the appropriate website will pop up. So for me, I'm in Australia, so I'm going to get the Australian Securities and Investments. I'm going to come in here, then I'm going to go search now, and I'm going to come and select check business name availability. And I'm just going to put my name in and hit go. And as you can see, the Dry Dip Diaries is currently available. Now, the next thing we're also going to do is go to YouTube itself and type in your channel name, then come to filters, and then go to channels and see, are there a bunch of large channels showing up with the same name as you? So in this case, you can see all of the other channels that are popping up, they're not this name, and even the related ones are very small subscriber counts. So I wouldn't need much traffic in order for my channel to show up #1 when people try to find me. So I think I've found myself my YouTube channel. So I'm going to put Dry Dip Diaries there. I'm going to chuck it in here, and I'm also going to get rid of these spaces. Bam, it is available. All right, next thing we're going to do is to select a profile picture. Now your profile picture is going to be 800 by 800 pixels. Now, if you've already got a logo or a photo of yourself, just hit select picture from computer, upload from computer, and then upload the file. It's going to upload this picture for me. There we go. And then you're going to be able to size and position the profile picture. And then you just hit done. Now in this case, a picture of Chris Williamson with Thug Life glasses probably doesn't suit a waterproof teabag review channel. So I'm going to go back to the illustrations tab. I'm just going to type T and hit search. Now, none of these are really that good, but for now, just select some things. I'm going to do like that, right? Choose the color we want and done. All right, so the Dry Dip Diaries is ready to go and we can just hit get started. And now if I come up here to my profile picture and click on switch account, you can see that my YouTube channel, Dry Dip Diaries, is here. Now, if you already have a Google account or YouTube channel, but you want to create another channel, what you would do is go switch account, then go view all channels, and then come to create a channel. In here, you get to add your channel name. Let's grab one of our other ones, Splash Safe Sips. I don't know why I find this so amusing. Hit the checkbox, hit create, and it will look like this. And now you have a YouTube channel, but there's one last thing you need to do to set yourself up properly. Let's go to your profile icon up here, come down to YouTube Studio, click on that. If you're not a psychopath, you can click up here and change your appearance into dark mode. Oh, that's so much better. And then what you're going to do is come down to settings, then go to channel, and then go feature eligibility. Now what you can see right now is intermediate features and advanced features are not enabled for me. And these are pretty essential features on YouTube. So all you have to do is add and verify a phone number. Now I actually can't do this because I've already associated my number with other channels, but you would be texted a verification code, which you would then verify your channel through. Once you verified your phone number, you would click on access features and you'd want to provide a valid ID or video verification and then submit it. And in a couple of days, you will have your advanced features turned on. And those are all the basics. You now have a fully eligible channel and you are ready to become the next Mr. Beast. Hopefully minus all the allegations. But now, if you want to learn the best settings and how to properly upload videos to YouTube, check out the
If you want to learn or relearn a golf swing, I've got 5 simple steps to follow to help you build a starter swing with all the best fundamentals. The first step is that lead hand on top. You should have total control. There shouldn't be any slipping in this position. You like to do it. You want to feeling that in both hands you're holding the position. So hinge at the hips, soft knees, arms will dangle from here so that we have nice room on my left foot as a right-handed player. I'm going to get in my ready position and I'm going to push myself to the right and rotate back into my right. My arms respond to my golf posture with an even pace and feeling that pressure move back and forth, letting my arms breaks, because you have to come to a safe stop at some point. And in golf swing, we call that the balanced finish. We want to swing back, and when we swing through, engage that front side of your body, put the brakes on through and past impact so that you can come to a nice balanced position and control your shot. If you follow through and you've got really sloppy footwork and your weight is ending up on your back foot or your feet have moved their position, so when you start your swing and you start your downswing, don't slam on the gas and jerk your passengers or your golf club all around the place, because it's only going to throw off your swing plane. It's going to increase tension and manipulate that club face. So instead, we want to swing in a way where we have a smooth acceleration and not one that starts with a yank or a jerky backswing. So smooth and then gradually getting faster as we turn through to a finish. If you follow these key points, I know you're not only going to build a great
shot and what we would look at complements how the player moves. So considering in steel it goes from anything from 75 grams up to 137, you can go down to 45 grams or slightly under now in some of the super light graphite. So there's a vast array of dead weight changes that you can make through shafts. So why is weight so important? Well, if you think of what allows the player to deliver the club head consistently, a little bit of bend and twist in the shaft, whilst it fine-tunes some of the aspects of performance, it's only a very small part. What we're looking to do is allow the player to move the club and accelerate at speed, stay balanced, stay in posture, and the weight is the bit. If you take any other stick and ball sport, cricket, hockey, tennis, whilst the racket strings have a slight effect on the spin profiles, actually the only possible thing that can affect the consistency of that delivery is the mass and the weight properties of the implement that you're using. So in golf, you've got total weight and then the swing weight, the head weight. That also fine-tunes how you time the vertical comes the release, time that acceleration of the club head through the ball. But the raw weight of the club is the bit that, as you transition that first move down, that's one of the biggest changes in force in the swing. You're going from 0 miles an hour to up to over 100 miles an hour, even for an iron for some players at the bottom, in about a half a second. So it's a massive shift in force and a massive increase in momentum. So if that weight's wrong, it's going to throw the player off balance, and that really is the bit that determines whether you can deliver the head well or not. So what I'm going to do is, with 3 different shaft weights, just show you the effects purely of just, if I just swing, make a natural move, what happens or what we'd look for in terms of what determines whether it's working well or not. So I'm going to do a couple. First up with, this is my own setup, the same shaft that I use. So ultimately, the correct weight and balance point in the shaft allows me to stay in balance and just move the club around me. And it doesn't force me to change posture, it doesn't take me out of balance. So what this allows me to do is literally turn back, turn through and collect the ball. So stay absolutely centered and balanced and deliver the club head in sync with how I move. Now, just to prove that wasn't a fluke, what it also means is that hands and arms can stay relaxed. We're not having to compensate and manipulate the club into the back of the ball to find square, assuming the base mechanics of the swing are neutral as well. So again, if I literally turn back, turn through and collect it, it allows me to be very free through the ball. I'm not having to do anything to change the delivery pattern. I'm just literally swinging and the club's coming with me. So those two shots, very small amount of shot shape, but everything's nicely balanced and in sync. So that's a 115 gram shaft. I'm going to go down to one at 95. So what we're looking for when we're testing weights is that balance and timing and the ability to deliver the club head without compensating naturally and freely. So if we go too light, ultimately what happens is the amount of force the player puts in, there's not enough mass in the club to balance that up. So if you overpower the amount of inertia in the club, the amount of mass there, as you start down, that's going to get away from you. So it could result in standing the shaft up a little bit. It can result in just effectively it's a bit like you threw the shot before the club's actually there. You overpower and whip the club head around. So if I make the same freed up move, I literally just turn back and turn through without trying to do anything different to find impact. So club path, we flicked to the data there, club path is half a degree from the inside, so very, very square. But because there's not enough mass in the club to drop it into plane, I've flipped the club, I've closed the face 5 degrees, because there's not enough there for me to hit against. So I've overpowered the club and there's nothing I can do through the ball. If I just keep going with the swing, it kicks around and so I miss it left. What I've then got to do is I've then got to back out and quieten off my arms, quieten off my swing pattern to make it work. So if I were to take a very dead arm move, smooth it down and take all the heat out of my swing, it's still very hard to try to time that move. I've changed the amount of shot shape, but I've lost strike completely and lost a load of speed. So if you go too light, it's often what people have thought was the result of a soft flex is a miss left. The flex in the shaft doesn't flip the toe over. It's a little bit of rotation, but it's more underneath. It's more going to affect the spin performance. It's just historically, if you go softer, you're going lighter. And that's the bit that makes you lose the shot left. And then you've got to steer it and back out of it to stop the face flipping. Then you tend to miss it short right. If I go the other end of the scale, so say the one in the middle, the first one that hits 115 grams, we're up to 135. Then I can flip it. But two, it's going to be very hard for me to stay in shape and deliver the club. So if I just turn back, turn through and try to make the same freed up move, what happens is my hips spin out of it, right shoulder drops under, and again from a path line of 1 degree out to in, I can't recover the face. All out, we stand up out of it to get the club going that way. So again, if I try to give this a little bit more effort, I just lose all balance. So I've hit it harder, I happen to have squared it up on that shot, but I'm just not in control of the club. So if I then go back to the middle ground, what we should be able to see is for different players, different ages, different genders, we've all got a different delivery pattern. So Finding the right weight allows the player to stay in balance, turn and control the club face to get as much consistency as possible. So if I just free it up, straight away, one, I finish in balance, but two, the shot goes down the middle. So anyone thinking, what is the most important part of a shaft to get right? It's the weight. It's the weight.
Embarking on the golf course doesn't have an age limit, and for seniors, finding the right equipment can make all the difference. Ensuring a perfect blend of precision, this iron has taken a significant leap forward for you with the tailor-made Stealth Iron set. This iron has taken a significant leap forward with the new Stealth HD irons, specifically tailored for seniors and golfers with slower swing speeds. The low-profile club head and wide sole-enhanced launch and forgiveness through the turf, while the longer irons may resemble chipper.
It's mind-boggling that these Republicans are sitting back. If Bill Clinton or George W. Bush, when I was there, had said, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to sue law firms that we don't like, and we're going to make them pay us a tribute. We're going to sue schools that we don't like.
Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, that was really good.
It's a lot of effort to make that go straight.
Yeah, I mean, access the different point of the head as well, probably more.
Hey future millionaires, my name is Isabella and welcome to today's free course all about YouTube automation with AI. And look how many actually this faceless YouTube channel. This one is called Top 5 and according to Social Blade is bringing in nearly $500,000 per year. And subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can continue to make free courses just like this. So why YouTube automation? I love YouTube automation because you do not have to show your face and there's no limit on how much money you can make. With the new AI tool that I'm going to show you today, it does all the work for you, which makes it even easier to get started as a beginner. So here's what you're going to learn today in today's free course. I will be showing you how to create engaging faceless YouTube videos using AI. I'm going to show you
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's really designed to do, and that's going to be harder to a force process. And this will look very similar to that of maybe some of the other speed charts that you may have seen before, because generally speaking, every single shaft manufacturer will have a speed chart of their own. The big difference is they're going to associate speed with flex, where ours associates speed with weight. As you can see from this reference chart, there are several different categories or buckets you could potentially fall into, and I always like to use this as the starting point. And please hear me loud and clear, this isn't the end-all be-all. I'm not going to tell you if you swing the golf club this fast, you need to go with this weight. We always need to test, try, and measure to ensure that that weight is working appropriately for you. But this makes sure that I'm not wasting swings on shafts that I may consider to be too heavy or too light. So as an example,
she'd walk down through the garden.
My body, your low point's going to be here, you're going to top the ball, it's just not going to be very nice. So where that club lays flat on the ground, where the ball ideally wants to be. So you can just see, I need to shuffle forward, again you can check that from here. Or I pull away wood off the ground, you do here, or here, and you've come up and you've... And the best way to keep this close to the ground is imagine you're hitting the ball and then taking the tee too, okay? So if you're topping the ball, you're gonna hit the top and miss the tee. So keeping it nice and low, taking the ball, and then the grain of grass or the tee in front. So how does that look with technique? Again, when I see people topping the ball,
Okay everyone, welcome down to another swing question to help you out. Now, slicing the golf ball is one of the most common issues that amateur golfers face, but a lot of the time they try and fix it within the swing when have an immediate effect. So some of the common mistakes that you're going to see if you slice the golf ball. Firstly, it's in body alignment. So my target here is the right hand side fairway on this incredible looking golf hole here at Gold Canyon. This is the Dinosaur Mountain Course, obviously. So something I see in lessons, and this might be something you're familiar with as well, if we're trying to hit generally a straight shot, the best way to go is a parallel alignment. Now, parallel alignment is when the club face and the body are synced up. So my target line here is down the right hand side, and that's where I want my club face to be aiming. And with my body, I want that in parallel alignment. So if you were to imagine a train track or just two lines running in parallel down towards where I want the ball to go. So my feet very rarely aim at the target, they're parallel and to the left for a right-handed golfer. Now what you will see with a lot of people who slice the ball is the shoulder alignment gets out of whack. Because the club normally moves quite aggressively from out to in when golfers slice, it tends to follow what the shoulders are doing. So you'll often see people who slice the golf ball get out of this parallel alignment with their shoulders, moving them more to the left for a right-handed golfer. Now the problem with that, as mentioned, is if the shoulders are open, the club will follow in this direction. And when you get the club moving aggressively over the top and the club face is open to the target, that's where you're going to get that massive slice. Something which correlates to this but can be a separate issue is the ball position being too far forward in the stance. So with a driver, you want the ball position pretty much just inside the lead heel. Now, if you are a slicer of the golf ball, try and make sure that this ball isn't outside the lead foot. What you'll often find is golfers trying to correct a slice will often start moving the ball further forward in the stance. Now, to some players this makes sense. If it's further forward, it gives more time for the club face to shut and to stop that slice motion. But what actually happens is the more the ball moves forward in the stance, the more the club will move out to try and reach it. So in effect, golfers who try and move the ball further forward outside their lead foot are actually causing more of a problem, potentially causing more of a slice. It's a very vicious circle to be in. The last thing that we want to do just within our setup is make sure our grip pressure is nice and relaxed. We don't want to be choking onto this club trying to control the face. A nice relaxed grip can allow the club face to rotate more naturally within the swing. But also, we don't want to be too far away from the ball and we don't want to be too close. We want to be in that Goldilocks zone, just the right distance away. Very simple way of doing this is if you get set up to the ball and just allow your lead hand here to be on the end of the grip as it normally would do, take your stance and your posture. You want to be tilted over, you want the backside to be pressed out, and you want just enough room in between the grip and your left thigh to wave your trail hand. If you're getting too far away and you've got this massive chasm, you'll know, and if you get too close and you can't get your hand in between that gap, you'll know as well. It's just a very rough guide, but this should get you a nice distance away from the ball. So all of these things on their own can lead to a slice, but if you get somebody who has them all together, then it really can be a cacophony of banana ball flights. But let's have a look at how you can fix them. So as mentioned, swing path will often follow shoulder alignment. So what can we do to try and correct maybe when you've been stood a little bit open? Now this is a drill that you can use, but it's also something that you can integrate within your swing. This is something I've done with lessons as a quick fix, but also something which can be embedded over time. So we've already spoken about these parallel lines down to where my target is in the middle of the fairway. Now, if you're struggling with a slice, so the club moving over in this direction and following where your shoulders are pointing, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna drop the trail shoulder back and we're just gonna move the right foot back to match. Now, what's happened here is my whole alignment has switched to the right of the target line with my body. Now all I'm going to do within this drill is I'm going to try and get the club moving with my body lines. Now you'll see how the club moves away more on the inside on the way back and it moves more on the inside on the way through. So what should happen here is my ball should set off to the right of my target line and then curve back to the left. In that draw, oh yeah, overdid it. Go, go, go. Oh, just cleared it. Also, a common issue with the shoulders getting too open is that they are in a level position. position. Now, when you stand to the golf ball, normally your right hand, for a right-handed trail hand, is down from your lead hand. And what that should do is add a little bit of a natural spine tilt into the setup. So if you're getting set up and your shoulders are level, this often causes that alignment out to the left-hand side if you are a right-handed golfer. So with the setup, we've already spoke about this trick we can do, just pulling that right foot back a little bit. How about we also add in spine tilt? So we make sure our right shoulder is lower than our left. And again, this can just help move the club a little bit more from the inside. Oh, that is pounded. Ball position, I think, is probably the easiest one to solve, but we need to make sure that alignment is correct first as far as target line is concerned. Now, the easiest way to do this is just to start behind the golf ball, draw a line from your ball down to where you want the ball to finish, and then just try and pick something in front of the ball that sits on that target line. So when you actually set up to the golf ball, you can point the club face at the intermediate target and you'll know that it's pointing down to your eventual target line as well. Now, from that position, you stand square to the golf ball. So in that nice parallel alignment, you flare out the lead foot, and then you take a nice big step with the right, about shoulder width apart. And here, your alignment will be pretty much bang on, and your ball position will be bang on as well. So how can you put these together into a drill to help you stop slicing? It's all about routine. It's all about getting set up in the same way. Obviously practice this at a driving range first, but you can do it on the golf course as well. So we've already spoken about target line. We know the intermediate target that we want to aim the club face at. We're going to flare lead foot, take a big step, tilt those shoulders, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pull the right foot for a right-hander and that right shoulder back. So now my club face is still aimed down target line, but my upper body and lower body are aimed to the right of that target line. And then we're going to follow our body alignment with the swing. Oh yeah, that's a proper draw. Now that's something which is very repeatable, and I've got to be honest, I think even a small exaggeration to begin with can feel like a massive change. So try and video yourself while you're doing this, or get somebody to watch you, or lay down alignment sticks on the club with my lead hand. A shallow swing position. You can also do this with the
how much should you spend on your iron shafts? We have like a $60 steel fiber shaft, incredibly popular, or the $105 per shaft Axiom with the Velocore 105S. We're with Adam, Elite Fit Golf. He's gonna help us out and take us through the whole process.
Definitely.
Which is better?
We're gonna find out.
You don't know?
Kind of the name of the game. And then looking at dispersion, really, right, at least on this sample.
Precise cuts everything, weighs the grip to get the
is now aiming in that direction. Is going
Yep.
to send the path more lightly
Yep.
to the right.
Yep.
So the opposite would be this way.
Yes.
Yeah, got it.
I see this
Yeah, me too.
all day.
Yeah.
I think it's intuitive because the ball's over there.
Yeah, and that's what they've done to kind of reach it.
Yes.
Yeah, and also I suppose I presume as well, one of the things is if people start seeing that ball curving,
Yeah.
they're almost in that mental avoidance kind of mechanism. I don't want it to go right, so they're kind of even more and more trying to.
Right? Yeah, I don't want to go right, so I swing left.
Yeah.
It's my job security, is
Yeah.
the golf is not intuitive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, and I think there's something in people being mostly right-handed too, where it kind of feels
Yeah.
like I'm controlling something from up here and the right arm is reaching and it's straight and nice.
Yeah.
Where all the time, close the face, and then point the face back to the right by changing your forearm orientation.
You can already
Not-
see it almost like that shift in the whole shape of the body as well.
For
isn't it?
sure.
Yeah, naturally.
For sure.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I've got this face angle close to that path.
Love it.
So that would be, without a doubt, the very first place to look.
Great. Great
now,
first step.
again, you'd want, in real life, the face dictates the start direction and the ball curves away from the path.
Yes.
But for a lot of people who slice it, intuitively, what you want them to do is to actually close the face to the path so the ball curves to the left.
Yes.
And then get a feel that the path is your start direction.
Yes.
So if I set up to the golf ball, I'm trying to demonstrate one. If I set up to one and I actually pull hook a golf ball.
So that ball's now big movement right to left,
Yeah.
which is kind of where we want to go.
Exactly.
Yes.
That would be the very first step.
Yeah.
And then step number two, from there.
And just so the people watching, don't be, really important not to be afraid of that. I mean, that's one of the real goals. If you've been a slicer of a golf ball, Andreas has played this lovely little hook there. Now, that's kind of a brilliant place to start, isn't it? Because if you can do that, you've just shown a wonderful way. It proved to yourself that actually you can now move that ball both ways.
And that is step number one. I think it becomes too much if I'm trying to change the face and the path at the same time. So can I keep these feels in my wrists and in my club head?
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden I can actually keep doing this, and then I can start the ball further to the right by actually getting a sensation. I'm hitting this thing. I'm swinging this thing to the right.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm setting up to it like here, and now all of a sudden I can start drawing these golf balls.
And that starting direction there now much more right. It's not sliced in any shape or form.
No, I drew back a little bit.
Wind's kind of holding it off a little bit, but that's a completely different start. That's playable.
Yes.
Much more playable.
Where it makes total sense.
And actually, Andreas, if you look at that flight there, that's going to be, it's also more powerful because all the energy is going into the back of the ball, isn't it?
Yeah.
Versus glancing across it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you get the same issue, right? You get people who show up and they go, feel like my 7, 6, 5, and 4 iron are going the same distance, and I'm not, compared to the amount of effort I put in, my ball's not going anywhere. Well, it's because you're putting the effort in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Right? So I would say this is not as much it's trying to hit it straighter, and you get the distance for free.
Yes.
Because that ball speed's going to go up tremendously.
Yeah.
But I think, again, checking the setup, making sure that to start with I'm at least aligned. I know I need to swing more to the right. I just can't get myself to do it. You know what? That's probably your intuition being pretty good.
Yes.
That my face angle is open to my arms or my forearms. My chest is pointed to the left. And I know deep down that if I actually try to swing more to the right, like that thing is not even in play anymore.
So you're saying in reality, golfers intuitively are doing a pretty damn good job at basically trying to solve the issues that they've built into setup.
Yeah, for
basically.
sure. For
so
sure.
they're doing a really good job, and actually try to change their swing is pretty futile unless you get that.
Yeah.
setup.
Yeah, you gotta, and again, you don't get, it doesn't matter the skill level, you don't get that many opportunities to put stuff in. You can't add too many things.
No.
Now you can actually, when the ball's sitting still and you're not moving, you've got a little bit of a chance to actually think.
Yeah.
Right? So you can actually have some sort of order where it's, okay, I'm gonna make sure my ball position's good. I'm gonna stand up straight. I'm gonna close the face, and then I'm gonna open the face back up by changing my shoulder orientation or my arm orientation. And then maybe in the swing, you get an opportunity to have like one thing.
Yeah,
You don't get two.
No.
But you've probably cured a stack of things just in that one thing there.
I think so.
And I think what I love about that as well, Andres, is it's kind of, there's no skill involved with that.
No.
I mean, that's kind of, in a sense, anybody can actually do that.
There might be a little bit of attack on the ego because it's going to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I've never done it before.
Yeah.
But that's almost like learning how to, I don't know, if you're going to do like this with your fingers, it might be a little tense in the beginning.
Still do that.
It might be a little tense in the beginning, but that's because your brain's trying to figure out, like, I've never done this before, so tension could happen.
Yeah.
It could be a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But ball doesn't really lie.
No.
If you learn how to really hit low hooks first,
yes,
then you got the opportunity to actually move your path to the right and actually hit functional golf shots.
So I don't know about you, but don't think things come any simpler than that. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend. And if you want to find out more about Andreas Kelly and get a free practice plan, do check out the description box below.
Hello, Mike B here, and try 7, right? So that's a great thing if you want to get this a little bit rocky.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is done with the Republican Party. And no, folks, that is not speculation. That is actually what Marjorie Taylor Greene told the Daily Mail in an interview that was published over the weekend. Greene is so dissatisfied with the direction that her party is going, which is ironic because it's going that way under Trump. But here is what she had to say about the future of the GOP and her future within the GOP. I don't know if the Republican Party is leaving me or if I'm...
So my hands are moving in. Just doing this drill alone from setup to P2, so P1 to P2, you can see how that club moves around you. Okay, now I'm not advocating you to move your hands in this way or the club head in this way. So you can see how the club head still traces the arc, right? So it goes around you. Okay, so you can see is that by the time I reach P2, my right hip is turned back. Okay, my shoulders have turned, my chest has turned to the target, my knees have changed flex. And by this point, I'm almost completely done with my turn here. So my back is pretty much to the target. Club's here, coming back down in the back of the ball. Good weight forward, handle forward. Face is looking slightly to the right, so I'm set up for a draw because my path is into out. Now I'll go ahead and hit one here. So hands in.